In episode number 277 of the Reasons I'm Broke podcast, we cover what's new on Netflix in January.
We also have the comments from Christian Bale and his possible future in the Star Wars films.
And our comic book highlight this week is X-Men Grand Design number 2.
All of this and so much more on today's show.
Hello and welcome to the Reasons I'm Broke podcast, bringing you the reasons we're broke, ranging from comics, movies, TV, video games, and more. I'm Kelly.
And I'm Daniel.
And for those of you joining us for the very first time, welcome. This could also be the last time you hear us.
What's going to happen?
Well, Florida has hit sub-50s temperatures.
Ooh.
And I could die tomorrow. My body was not built for this.
You're sounding way better than last time, though.
I am still fighting my cold, but our sun, I have discovered, is from Antarctica. I don't know how this happened. So, yes, we are in Florida's coldest month, and it snowed in Florida, by the way. Snowed in Florida. Coldest week in Florida in any of the years that I can remember recently. Very cold. And my son is loving it. He sleeps in his one little onesie under one sheet. And that's it. And he's fine. And he's comfortable. And he sleeps an 11-hour stretch. And I'm just like, oh my God, thank you.
So he's got a higher cold tolerance than I do.
Yes.
Nice little heater baby. I think when you're smaller, though, you're all concentrated much more as far as your body heat. As you get older, your limbs are longer, obviously. So it's cooling down in you know what I'm trying to say? Like it's easier to
letting
heat up
out more heat.
Exactly.
Because you have more limbs.
Right, it's
harder to... your limbs are longer. You don't have more limbs.
It's harder to heat up a solid ball than it is a starfish. Something thinner.
Right, right.
So that's what I'm thinking. That's where my mind is going, at least. That's where I think he's...
I don't know. I don't know what causes it. I don't know why it is, but he is comfortable and he is sleeping, and I am happy.
That's good. That's very good.
But back to those of you joining us for the very first time, this will not be the last time you hear us. The way we format our show is first we're going to start out with some news ranging from comics, movies, TV, video games, and more. And we will have a comic book highlight at the end of this episode.
We also have a couple of updates to the podcast as well, which I'm very excited to share with the Brocats. Everyone on Patreon already knows about it. But first, we haven't done it in a few episodes, our hashtag game for the week.
Do we have a jingle for hashtag games? Damn it, just once I want to do the jingle.
You would know if you listened to the show.
I want to make... When do I have time? What do I watch within my days, Danny?
Magic School Bus.
Magic School Bus. I can sing you all of Magic School Bus. I can tell you all of their jingles.
I still love all the calls from around the world at the very end of the episode.
Magic School Bus?
Magic School Bus?
That's on the old one. They don't have that on the new one.
They don't have the foreigners on the new one?
No.
Why not?
They have them, but they're speaking their own language.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess
they're not going, Magic School Bus? In Egypt.
With someone who's not black, but instead looks more Middle Easterner. And I'm like, interesting.
Really? I thought he looked like Asian.
And slightly Asian as well. Yeah, everything's... It's a mysterious race that just happened to land. He lives in Egypt.
Let me tell you, though, that guy at the end, the producer, he's a badass.
He is.
Hey, producer, why do you do this? Thanks. Click. Just fucking hangs up on
He's got an attitude. I
love
it.
So, anyway, moral of the story is, I don't have time to listen to our show. 1, because I live our show. And 2, because I'm watching Magic School Bus. All day. Right. Every day.
Well, the hashtag game this week, and you'll probably have an entry.
Yes.
The hashtag is, home is where the blank are. And my entry was, home is where the long boxes are.
It's nice.
You're not going to put your comics anywhere else but home, maybe in storage.
Well.
But your real comics, the nice ones, the ones you want to flip through, those you put in your home. Plus, I can't afford a storage thing, a storage unit.
You'd have to get one of the temperature-controlled ones.
Yes.
Because the Floridian humidity, forget about it.
Oh, no, forget it.
Don't leave that stuff in a garage.
Even the wildlife. All the kinds of different... I'm sure there are specific bugs that have evolved in warehouse areas they blend in with warehouse walls and with that climate changing temperature, and they eat comic books. They specifically diet only on comic books.
Yes, I'm sure.
I would not put it, if someone said this new Floridian species discovered, all because of these housed comic books all for many years in warehouses, I'd be like, not surprising. I fucking called it. I knew that thing existed.
It'd be called the Daniel bug or something.
The comic destroyer.
Yes.
Ben on Facebook had an entry, #home is where the pops are. Another truth. Absolutely. Funko Pops are in every home now. They're everywhere. Like the new Beanie Baby.
I got some sitting behind me right now. Vegeta and Bulma.
Do you have an entry? Where is #home is where the...
Like my family, maybe?
You went boring with this.
I guess.
It's not even themed to the show.
All my skeins of yarn. I have a lot of those. I like to crochet in my free time. Fun fact about Kelli.
Home is where your N64 is, Kelli.
Oh, shit. Yes. I do love that.
There, I'll do it for you.
Oh, thanks. Just make it up. What about my kitchen utensils? I don't know. I'm a mom now. Home is where the diapers are. Shit.
So let's head into our news for the week.
As we said in the very beginning, our first bit of news is what's new on Netflix for January. These are just the highlights. This is not the full list. You can Google what's new on Netflix January, and there's 40 million websites that have the list up there. You're welcome to go and read the full one for yourself. These are just what pertain to us, what we are excited for, and will enjoy.
And this is a hell of a fucking list.
Hell yeah.
I am thrilled. Before in the past, every beginning of the month that we cover the what's new on Netflix, it's normally like an okay list, but with the start of the month, with the new Netflix prices, and people moving over to Hulu, where Hulu went, hey, come on over to us. We just actually dropped our fucking prices. You guys want to move over from Netflix to us? Netflix went, oh shit, buy up these licensing for a year or contract or a month or 2 months, and they fucking bulked up their library.
Can I tell you that Netflix and Hulu have a lot of the same stuff now too?
So you could either watch it commercial-free or with commercials.
Yeah, well, or cheaper with commercials.
That's true, too.
Thanks.
It'll just take you longer to see it.
Do we have a what's new on Netflix jingle?
Yeah, we do.
Damn it!
Look, I go for the highest production value possible whenever possible.
Is my voice not the highest production value possible?
I don't know, Broquettes. Should we get rid of jingles and just have Kelli do all the jingles?
Here we go. What's new on Netflix for January? Dung dung. There you go. Done. So much better than whatever garbage you had.
Why not both? Why not both?
Kelli or professional things?
Well, that way they can see the professional thing and how it pales in comparison to the Kelli.
Nobody wants your husband answers up in here. Nobody needs those.
That's all I have, though. I only have husband answers.
Good. You've learned well.
I'm married to you. I have a child. I have 2 children with you. The little AC, who got her shots today.
She did. It was so sad.
She got her rabies shot, and she got her blood drawn. I didn't pass out from seeing that.
You didn't. You were strong. You're a strong daddy man, because I was holding the baby, so you had to be there for Ace.
But she was a great girl. She normally takes a whiz on the office. What do you call that?
The
little table.
Examination
because she gets so nervous, and she's so submissive as well. So whenever she sees a doctor, she's immediately like, oh, belly up. Please don't do anything to me. And no, she was a good girl. She never, ever tries to bite anyone.
No.
And she got her rabies shot. She got her blood drawn, checked for heartworm. She got medicine, and all of it went well. But I don't even know how we segued into that. But yeah, I'm a child of a father of that and little AC.
Well, yeah, it's like I tell you, you always have to answer right, because I not only have your dog and your son, but your social security number.
She's got it memorized.
Yes,
it's crazy.
I do. I will destroy you.
Destroy your life. It's like Louis C.K. said, men fuck shit up, but women will shit in your life. They will men will burn down your house. They'll destroy your car. Women will ruin you.
Ruin your credit. You won't ever be able to get anything again. Sorry.
Steal my identity.
Yeah.
Have a little crocheted beard.
I got your son. He looks just like you, so.
That's true.
Done. TCO'd.
So people are like, hey, what are the fucking Netflix editions? Here you go. We're going down the list.
We're tired of your life and your dog.
So Batman, 1989 Batman.
Cool.
The thing that people forget, because it became its own thing, Batman the Animated Series was loosely based on this continuity, the Michael Keaton, because you got the same type of penguin design from Batman Returns, and then the theme song is taken from Danny Elfman's score and a different composer. I forgot her name, but she redid it for the animated series.
And that is, of course, our favorite Batman anything ever is animated series. So
absolutely.
Good job, Batman 89.
Improved on the formula.
Yes, yes. Next, we have Batman Returns. You know what's loosely based off Batman Returns?
What is loosely based on Batman Returns? What is it?
That shitty-ass Catwoman. Wasn't she in Batman Returns?
Oh, okay. So, yeah, you finished watching Catwoman.
Yes,
the
I did.
Shitty Catwoman. We tweeted
Which
about it.
Which is also on Netflix, by the way.
It is. That's true. So that relates. Where they have pictures of all of the different Catwomen throughout history, and one of them is, and I'd forgotten about it, is Michelle Pfeiffer. They have a little picture of Michelle Pfeiffer from Batman Returns, so it's all in the same continuity as the Tim Burton verse. What did you think of Catwoman?
It was a lot of fun to make fun of.
It was. Is it as terrible as people made it out to be?
It's not horrible. There's a lot of things that they did wrong. They did no justice to the character of Catwoman or anything for the fans.
But it's not Selena Kyle. It's an all-new Catwoman.
I get that, but they still... No, because Selena Kyle did not become Catwoman because some voodoo cat, turned her into a Catwoman.
Did you watch Batman Returns?
I did, and I get
type
that.
Of thing.
I get that, but they pretty much just said, let's make a Catwoman movie, and we have Halle Berry. Let's just put her in the tiniest thing we can find.
Oscar-winning Halle Berry.
And Razzie-winning Halle Berry.
Yeah, respect to her for going to that award. Most people don't.
Right. So let's put her in the tiniest thing we can find and then make her do a sexy walk, which is just going to look like she has really bad scoliosis. And that's how she walks.
It's not... And Sharon Stone is the villain. Honestly, if you see this on paper, aside from the director, it's okay, Halle Berry's going to be Catwoman. Sharon Stone is the villain. I'm like, holy shit, there's some good talent on this thing.
You know what would have made this movie, an amazing twist?
A cameo by Batman.
I mean, okay, yeah, that'd be cool, too. If Sharon Stone was Clayface the whole time.
That's what you had guessed, because you had seen the makeup effects and how there was this whole beauty thing and people were getting messed up and ugly, and you're like, is she Clayface? And I was messing with you, and I'm like, have you seen this? And you're like, no, is she Clayface? You're right, that would have been an amazing fucking twist.
Ah, so cool, but, whatever. Here we are.
I guess the budget would have been way too small to try to do a Clayface, but you just made a better movie than... Not that it's difficult to do, but it's no one came up with that idea that I know of why it wasn't Sharon Stone just fucking Clayface.
Because the person who made this movie was not a Batman fan. That's why.
That's a common theme, I think, with a lot of Hollywood, but a lot of people say, well, they need to get the comic book people to do the movies. I'm like, not necessarily, guys. The Dark Knight trilogy was made by non-comic book people, and they came out fine.
But did they have a love for Batman?
Not quite as much. If you were David Goyer did change quite a bit. And I'm sure they liked the character fine, but not to the level of this is not Paul Dini doing these. This is not Bruce Timm, who themselves have already said we never want to work in Hollywood anyway because of the previous experience with Batman Beyond.
Speaking of Batman, and we're still going down a rabbit trail, I showed your son Lego Batman for the first time this week. He was in love. 3 months old, and he was he was glued. Watched the whole movie. All of Lego Batman and his little 3-month self.
His little brain could comprehend everything. He's like, that's fucking Batman.
He loved it.
The same look he gives me when I do something brand new, because everything is still new to him. Today I was chasing the dog in our backyard and playing and throwing the ball around, and he's just fascinated. Like, Mom, you see this fucking shit? He's moving faster than I've ever seen anyone move before. He can almost catch Ace. And it's called running, son.
You'll be able to do it someday. And then I'll be saying, fuck, remember when he couldn't move?
Yeah, that's true. Just, here, take a bottle, go to sleep.
Aw, poor Leo.
Has it been a while since you've seen Batman Returns?
Oh, yeah, a long time ago.
I think we should visit it. It's got some great Batman Catwoman moments in there, so you'd be...
Batcat? Yeah.
A lot of Batcat. I think you'd be a bigger... I'm a bigger fan of the Batman Returns relationship between Bruce and Selina.
Batcat. Is there a Batcat theme song? Batcat, don't give me that face of maybe.
They play it, it's just Catwoman's theme song that they play when they're together.
Not
quite.
Batcat.
They've also added the sequel to it, Batman Forever.
Cool.
Better than the next one, but not as good as Batman Returns. But Val Kilmer was still an okay Batman. He wasn't anywhere near the worst.
Bat credit card.
That was Batman and Robin, which is next on the Netflix editions. Again, Schwarzenegger was fine as Mr. Freeze. I like him as Mr. Freeze. It's hilarious.
Except for bat nipples.
Yeah, everyone brings up the bat nipples. Yeah, it's a weird.
Because they're distracting.
They're in Batman Forever, too. People forget that.
Nobody likes men nipples. Man's nipples. Nobody likes them.
Because there's no function to them.
There's no function.
Some men get off on that. Like, they rub their... You've seen Silence of the Lambs?
Yeah, but...
Buffalo Bill?
No.
Huh?
Okay, Buffalo Bill was trying to be a woman.
Well, there's normal guys, too.
Okay, but no woman is like, oh, look at those man nipples. Like, who said, let's put him on the thing? I mean, I guess Mr. Freeze was there, so they were trying to be cold all the time. There you go. No, that's not what happened. Somebody thought it was sexy, and it was not. Because nobody likes men nipples.
I do like how people now look at Batman Forever and Batman Returns, but mainly, Batman and Robin, and they're saying, well, what were they trying to make? What were they thinking? It's like, well, they were trying to make Batman 66, guys. It's not that they were out to destroy the franchise. Someone was a fan of what they grew up on, which was Batman 66. And as that kind of movie, yeah, that kind of fits that universe way better than the Tim Burton universe, which is the problem, right? Because it didn't fit with what they had already built in the past. And if they were calling this a sequel, which it was, then it doesn't fit with that. You know, you're completely changing the formula that people already enjoyed, all because you were trying to make it more like Batman 66, trying to sell more toys, trying to aim it at a younger crowd, trying to make more merchandise money. And I don't blame them, but this is why it went in that direction.
Something that was the beginning of some very successful sequels, though. Batman Begins.
Fuck yes, Batman Begins.
Good. I remember when this movie came out. Do you?
Yeah, I saw it in theaters, and we flipped out at the end with the Joker.
Were you still in high school?
I think I was. Yeah, I think, what was it, 2005, 2004? I was definitely in high school.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I remember because and I didn't see it right away. I don't think I saw it until we got together, so it was after high school. But I had some friends who saw it. And they came to school, woo, Cillian Murphy, and then it was just all Cillian Murphy for the next, till we graduated.
Why Cillian Murphy?
I don't know. They just thought it was his eyes or some bullshit. I don't even remember.
Now, Batman Begins with Ra's al Ghul, not Ra's al Ghul. It was greatest live-action Batman movie so far. I like it more than The Dark Knight, more than The Dark Knight Rises, more than BVS. And we'll see with the upcoming Batfleck solo Batman film. Maybe that'll be even better than Batman Begins. But you've got Ra's al Ghul and
Ra's al Ghul,
Christian Bale, Mr. American Psycho himself.
Raoul al Ghul.
Raoul al Ghul.
And then you have Michael Caine as Alfred. What a great Alfred was he. Ugh.
I cannot choose between the Tim Burton verse and then the Christopher Nolan ones with Alfred, because they were both top notch.
They were pretty great. I would probably pick Nolan.
You think so?
But that's just because I've seen it more and I really like Michael Caine.
Batman Begins still has its issues. Like, there's some odd moments there. He's flying on rooftops.
No, I love that line. That's my favorite. Remember when we were on our cruise and I was driving that dune buggy? I was flying on treetops.
And don't forget the guy that keeps explaining, and if they get the water hole, it's gonna blow. He says it like 3 times, and if that train hits that center, it's gonna blow. That's for the audience, everyone. Or, I don't have to save you. Come on, Batman. Yes, you do. You gotta save Liam Neeson. That's a very un-Batman thing to do.
Liam Neeson can save himself.
It's still a very well-made movie.
Taken on a Subway. That's the name of that movie.
And I don't know if there was another superhero movie that set up the next one quite like Batman Begins did, and that wasn't Nolan's intention either. When they had the Joker reveal at the end, he leaves a calling card, and then you see it. It says, I'll look into it.
Wow!
People freaked the fuck out. They freaked out, and I'm pretty sure this was before Iron Man, because it was The Dark Knight and Iron Man that came out in the same year. But this set it up for Joker, and Nolan's like, we never intended to make Joker the villain for a sequel, or even for there to be a sequel. But then once we got working on it, it's like, okay, how would the Joker fit into this realistic universe that they were building? Good. And it worked out so well.
That gay Joker they made.
That's right, gay. It's going to be a gay Joker. It's like, guys.
We got to get through this list. We still got a lot more to go.
One of my favorite Audrey Hepburn movies, Breakfast at Tiffany's. Excellent movie. One of those that you have to watch once before you die.
Fun fact, Tiffany's, the jewelry store, there's one location somewhere that actually does breakfast now. So you can say you have breakfast at Tiffany's.
Nice.
We also have Bring It On, number 1 through 5. These are favorites of the Mr. Riggs.
Yeah, Mr. Riggs, previously on the show.
I've never seen any of these. I'm going to have to watch one.
Let me know what you think. Okay. I'm sure they're probably better than the...
Catwoman?
And the Hallmark movies you watch.
Oh, no, I love those Hallmark movies. Santa saves the day always.
When you watch Bring It On, let me know if there's like a legitimately good thing to them, or if it's just that I think Eliza Dushku is in one of them, and maybe that's why Riggs likes him. I never asked him. When we had him on the show, he just said he liked the movies. He never said why.
It's Riggs. Come on.
I don't know what that means.
I'll watch him and let you know Saturday. That'll be my weekend plans.
Perfect. Also, King Kong from 2005, Peter Jackson's.
Oh, Peter Jackson. I was just going to say the Lord of the Rings man. I don't remember his name. Never seen this one either. Didn't hear great things about it.
It was all right.
Yeah. We also have Lethal Weapon 1 through 4 with Mel Gibson.
It's been years since I've seen these. I was a kid when I saw maybe the first two. And I think these are the ones that were like, I'm too old for this shit. I think that was Danny Glover. I'm pretty sure it's Danny Glover.
Fun fact, my high school karate teacher was an extra in all the movies.
In every single Lethal Weapon?
Every single Lethal Weapon.
That is awesome. Mm-hmm. That is really cool.
I was like, oh man, this is so cool. He's teaching me karate.
These are the ones with Mel Gibson's mullet.
I've never seen any of them.
We got to watch them.
But he told me, like, the first time we met him, he's like, yeah, I'm an extra in all these movies, because he was like a super karate master. Mm-hmm. I was really fucking good at karate, by the way. But then to keep going and have to go over the summer and my school was forever away, I was like, fuck this shit.
Too much driving. Next on the list for new Netflix additions, Midnight in Paris.
Oh, I haven't seen this movie in years, but I remember loving it.
Probably my favorite Owen Wilson movie.
That's not saying much.
Well, I wouldn't call it, I was thinking The Cable Guy maybe, but he only plays a small role in it, so I wouldn't really call it his movie. Yeah, he gets beaten up in the bathroom by Jim Carrey. Suck it. Suck the air. He's that guy.
I don't remember that. We also have National Treasure, another one with Owen Wilson. Isn't he a National Treasure?
No, that's Nicolas Cage.
No. Oh, you're right. I'm thinking Night of the Museum. I don't know.
Same shit. No.
Pretty much.
I remember I was working at AMC when National Treasure came out, and that movie was so incredible. People don't really remember. I don't know. Maybe they do it or don't. But because I was working there, I saw the massive fucking crowds going in to see National Treasure for several weekends in a row. People kept talking about it and buying tickets.
My mom, it was a massive hit. Loved that movie. Loved it.
What do you think it was? Was it the perfect marketing? Was it the thing of mystery? Was it because it was around the same time as the Tom Hanks movie, and it was based on those books by Dan Brown, the Da Vinci Code? Was it that kind of thing? It was
based on Da Vinci Code? I think that, I don't know. I know for my mom, it was the mystery and the solving thing. So she likes movies where you have to figure clues out to get to the end of it. So that's what it was for her, is it was they had to go here and then go there and then figure this clue out and da-da-da-da. But I think in that movie in general, there was enough in it that it could almost be real. So I think that's why people gravitated towards it. Like, oh, yeah, if you really go get the Declaration of Independence, this could be on the back, but we'll never know.
Right. I remember that very clearly, where they put heat up or something to the back of the, and then there's a map on the back.
You had to put lemon juice.
All right, lemon juice.
And heat.
Reveals George Washington was gay. LOL. It's like, God damn it, Abraham. That's all it was. Is this real? The Godfather 1 through 3.
Never seen any of those either.
To many, 1 and 2 are some of the best films in history. Huh. So I think we should watch them. I think you'd like, at the very least, the first 2. 3 was very divisive, just like The Last Jedi, where it's viewed as the weakest of the 3. And it's because of movies like that and Back to the Future that people say the 3s are always the worst in the trilogies. And it's like, that's not always the case, but you definitely have to watch them.
Mm-hmm. We also have Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
And this is the classic one. The new one's called Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and the classic is Willy.
I always get them confused.
You skipped over the other Owen Wilson movie, The Wedding Crashers.
Oh, yeah. I've never seen that one either.
It's pretty funny. It's good to watch at least once. It's got Bradley Cooper in it. He plays the asshole, Rocket Raccoon himself. But not in a good way, like in Guardians, where he's funny. But in this one, he's just like, is that what you should be doing? You know, that kind of fucking guy.
Oh, asshole. Beach We also have Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Men Tell No Tales.
You can watch it yourself.
There it is.
We reviewed it 7 months ago or so, 6 months ago.
A while ago. Yep, there it is.
Dallas Buyers Club. Again, really strong movies this month. Jared Leto, Matthew McConaughey, both won Oscars for the Dallas Buyers Club.
Wow, I haven't ever seen that movie, so it'll be on my list.
Jared Leto, I believe, plays I don't know if it's for the whole film, but a crossdresser, and it's a smaller part. And then Matthew McConaughey finally gets his Oscar after so many movies of doing it well.
First a gay Joker, now a cross-dressing Joker. What are they doing to us?
He did that in Dark Knight, though. I don't know if you remember. He dressed up as the nurse. Hi.
Oh, yeah, he was a cross-dresser, too. You're right. You're right. Fine. Well, I mean, he was the gay Joker
But
anyway,
it was a different Joker, right? It wasn't Jared Leto.
Yeah. And finally, a movie that we wanted to see in theaters, never got around to it, Cars 3.
That's right, Cars 3. I really wanted to see it, as you mentioned, and now we can not watch it for free because we're paying for Netflix, but it's still something that I really wanted to watch because I loved Cars 1. And that was one of the first movies, actually, I bought on Blu-ray. We're old enough to be like, remember when Blu-ray came out and all the high definition?
When VHS was a thing?
DVD went away and for the most part.
And then there was that crazy race between like HD DVD and Blu-ray and which one was going to win out. And the people who bought the HD, sorry, suckers.
Yeah, I had a lot of people that were big on, it was like your Xbox versus PlayStation type of thing. And I remember Clayton specifically telling me, he was also on that Riggs episode, he was like, Blu-ray is way better because it has this much more storage. And he was right. Like, it turns out when you look at the stats between HD DVD and Blu-ray was vastly superior. And a lot of people attribute the PlayStation for having Blu-ray support, for having that edge on the competition than the others. Although there was one that people were saying maybe it was Blu-ray too, but whatever porn chose to be on,
that's what it would
is
be.
what it would be, because it happened with Laserdisc and DVD, I believe, or VHS and compact discs. I can't remember, but whatever porn chose ended up being what won. And I don't know if it happened here too, but that would be really funny if it was the case.
I'm sure that that's what happened. Please, porn drives all these kind of industries and crazy shit.
And I remember people were saying, do we really want HD porn? Like, just really seeing everything in high definition?
I mean,
like all the
nipples,
pimples and imperfections. And
apparently we do.
They probably have to build a whole nother, or at least ramp up their makeup department of like, okay, now people can really see anything we don't cover, so let's really ramp up our game, or at least the professional.
Well, they had to, I think I told you that happened with Tinkerbell flying at Magic Kingdom too. Do you remember me telling you that?
Yeah, tell the Broquettes.
Because cameras got so good that they had to be very selective of who. So, sorry, for those who don't know, Tinkerbell flies during the fireworks. You have someone dressed up as, actual Tinkerbell, whatever, and they fly. And it's really cool.
From one side of the castle to a platform, which goes to one of the other lands, pretty much hidden away.
So cameras got so good, they used to just put whatever. You fit the weight, perfect, you're in it, go. And then cameras got so good that they could take pictures and be like, that's a man with a beard. That's an old ass lady. So then they had to get really selective about who they put in it. Well, now cameras are so good that she wears a mask. Like a digital mask that just projects Tinkerbell's face and like, oh, there you go.
But that is it for our highlights on what's new on Netflix for this month. Again, Google what's new on Netflix January 2018, and you can see the full list, but a lot of this pertains to stuff that we cover on the show or stuff that you or I have seen before and stuff that we do want to watch.
Fun fact, sorry, I've been Googling while we've been talking, because that's what I do. And porn did, in fact, choose Blu-ray over HD DVD.
The cycle continues.
So there's actually an article here that says, the war is over, Blu-ray wins. And the other one says, porn industry turns its sexy back on HD DVD format.
There you have it. Answer the question.
Boom. Good job, porn. So whatever porn chooses in the future, that's what we'll go towards.
3 for 3.
Is there like 4K porn yet? Is that a thing?
Oh, I'm sure it exists.
Why?
That's what they said for Blu-ray.
Have you seen the articles of the woman who claimed she got pregnant from 3D porn?
No.
Oh, man. That was great.
Continuing along here, the Christian Bale news. So according to Christian Bale from American Psycho, Batman Begins, the Dark Knight trilogy, and he has revealed that he was previously in talks for a role in Solo, a Star Wars story, which is releasing this year.
While he didn't sign on, he does hope to be in a future Star Wars film.
A quote here from Bale, who said, quote, "Yes, it was very tempting. I not only love the films going back to my childhood, but also have a very long relationship with Kathleen Kennedy and Frank Marshall because they did Empire of the Sun from many years back. There was discussion, and I hope there will be future discussions," end quote. And this was from his interview on the Happy, Sad, Confused podcast.
Bale was reportedly on Lucas's short list for Anakin Skywalker, which of course ultimately went to Hayden Christensen.
What a different fucking trilogy that would have been if it were Christian Bale instead of I hate sand. It's coarse. Gets everywhere.
Yeah, but Hayden's way cuter than Christian Bale was.
I'll let you decide. I don't know.
I don't know. Christian Bale doesn't do it for me.
He doesn't have to be handsome, though. It's fucking Darth Vader.
So, you still need a handsome Anakin.
Can Christian Bale not seduce Natalie Portman?
Well, yeah, I mean, I guess. You know who would have been the best? Is Liam Neeson. Put him in there twice. Fuck it.
Just have him shave his beard.
Would have been perfect. I would have believed it. Yeah, Anakin.
I hate sand. It's very coarse. It gets everywhere.
I will find you and kill you.
Yeah, you're right. That would have been way better. So it sounds like Bale has been wanting to be on the Star Wars films way more and more, at least. One of the things that he did say, and people ran with it like, oh, these movies fucking suck, is they asked Christian Bale if he saw Batman v Superman yet, and he said no, because he tends to see movies that his kids want to watch, because he's a dad now, so he says whatever they want to see is what I end up watching.
Okay.
And to them, Batman v Superman wasn't something that they wanted, kids wanted to see, so he didn't go see it. But people took that as, look, he's saying those are shit, and that's why he doesn't want to see
Not
them.
At all what he said. I watch Magic School Bus every day. Does that mean I think other things are shit? No.
You think The Godfather is shit, Kelli?
I must, because I watch Magic School Bus instead, and I learned about gravity and skin cells.
Officially, Magic School Bus is better than Godfather, says Kelli from the Reasons I'm Broke podcast.
You stop that.
That's
Somebody's
the kind of clickbait
quote
shit.
That, yes.
Kind of clickbait that they fucking do on this stuff. Moving forward, Jodie Foster actually has something to say about superhero films and the current state of movies.
Quote, going to the movies has become like a theme park. Studios making bad content in order to appeal to the masses and shareholders is like fracking. You get the best return right now, but you wreck the earth. End quote. This was what she told Radio Times magazine.
Jodie Foster, as many know, her biggest film is Silence of the Lambs. Mm-hmm. Very talented actor, amazing. But Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 writer-director James Gunn responded to Foster's comments through a series of tweets.
Quote, I think Foster looks at film in an old-fashioned way where spectacle film can't be thought-provoking. It's often true, but not always. Her belief system is pretty common and isn't totally without basis. I say not without basis because most studio franchise films are somewhat soulless, and that is a real danger to the future of movies. But there are also quite a few exceptions. For cinema to survive, I believe spectacle films need to have a vision and heart they traditionally haven't. And some of us are doing our best to move in that direction. End quote.
I actually agree with Gunn 100% on this. We liked the first Guardians, didn't care for the second one. But his movies, at least the first one, and the second one did definitely try to do more than the typical MCU movie. They tried to give us more than what we have seen. And we have said in the past, superhero movies are the action films of today. Mm-hmm. And they're going to continue like this for at least what looks like probably the next 5 to 10 years, especially with the future plans that Disney does have with these characters, and then Warner Brothers continuing and moving forward with not only the DC Extended Universe, but also the DC Universe, which are the non-canon films that we're going to be getting within, again, the next 5 years. So who do you fall on in this case? Do you think Jodie Foster is wrong in her statement? Do you think either one of them is wrong?
I don't think either one of them are wrong. I definitely side more with Gunn, but I understand what Jodie Foster is saying. We've mentioned many times on the podcast that we don't particularly enjoy the MCU movies because for the most part, they feel like junk food to us.
Sure.
Again, soulless. They don't have a lot of like a solid foundation for us to follow.
Not a ton of substance either.
Exactly. And I think that's what she's looking at and what she's seeing. But then on the flip side, we have movies like Wonder Woman, where there's a lot you can dissect and look at and pull things away from it. Batman v Superman. Mm-hmm. There was a lot that you could see in that and a lot of symbolism. And so if you can find those movies out there where they are superhero movies that give you those things. The unfortunate thing is, and again, what she's seeing is that the masses like the junk food movies.
Right.
They like the Avengers movies. They like the Ant-Man movies. The movies where there's not a lot of substance to pull away from. So that's what she's seeing. But it is always great for us to see someone like Gunn who says, no, this is what we're really trying to do. You can have both.
Exactly, and it's harder to do both for sure.
Mhm.
And Gunn, like he mentioned, he said some of us are trying to do a little bit of you get your spectacle, but you also get your thought provoking messages as well in the movie. And we both agree. I now know we both agree with both of them. But for Gunn, it's less common for people like him or Snyder or Patty Jenkins to compared to everyone else like fucking Joey Whedon, where they're just trying to make that spectacle, and maybe producers are telling them, look, make more of this. Whatever made us $1 billion, that's what we want more of, so follow that blueprint. And that was a result that we got with Justice League recently, where that is your typical fracking right there of soulless movies, trying to make it like what other people enjoyed or what people complained about in the first one, instead of just sticking to the artist's vision. And yeah, there has to be balance. You can't just let the director do what he wants. You gotta, he or she wants, you gotta, have some kind of balance between there. You gotta have a little bit of rein, and then you gotta give a little bit as well. So it's hard to get that balance. It's easier said than done. These movies, something like Wonder Woman, it's a miracle that we got even that. It's a miracle that we got the really good movies that also did it really well. It's really tough to get that and to strike that with audiences, with the box office, and just pretty much win on all of the above. And now it's going to be pushed for the Academy Awards. So all of this is just continued push and drive and fight to try to give you something more than just your typical Avengers.
You know how we'd get a great movie? If they let me write it.
I think you're going to say Aronofsky or Guillermo.
Definitely Guillermo. Aronofsky would piss off a lot of people.
But he would make the greatest one. The greatest.
And then Batman has a Robin, and then he eats the Robin.
I'd be like, yes, this means this, and this.
I see what you're trying to do there, Aronofsky.
I'd be the only one.
Guillermo could make us one, or I could write us one.
As long as these keep making money, we'll continue to get them. If you guys are enjoying the majority of them, great. Keep it going.
Speaking of movies, flipping over to the DC side, Walter Hamada has been named as the new head of DC Films, including the non-canon entries, according to Variety.
Hamada has previously produced several Warner Brothers horror films, including the recent It and The Conjuring.
No, those are scary.
They also made money.
And
it's scary how much money they made.
Hamada also has a close relationship with Aquaman director James Wan after working with him on the Annabelle and Conjuring films, according to the Hollywood Trade. But they're just friends.
Yeah, they're just friends.
Just friends. Who occasionally touch penises, but
close relationship. I cannot deny that I did see Hamada on set of Aquaman, but that is all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. My stunt double, Jason Momoa, saw it too, so you can ask him.
You can also ask Kevin Conroy because he spills everything.
Yeah, that's true. He's got all the secrets.
Yes.
So Jeff Johns tweeted, @JeffJohns, he said, quote, "Welcome aboard, Walter. Thrilled to be working with you. It's been a blast on Shazam. Now it's off to the rest of the DCU. And get a Twitter account," end quote.
That's like what you say to your mom when you tweet. Hey, Mom, thanks for making me dinner last week, and get a Twitter account.
I was actually arguing with someone who said, people were asking, why do you say DCU and not DCEU? So that means it's the end of the DCEU. They're not going to make any more. Shazam's going to be a standalone, non-connecting movie.
Calm down.
I said DCU extends to everything. The Snyderverse and the non-canon films. That's the term for the bigger stuff. And someone argued with me like, no, DCEU is dead. I'm like, yeah, when it stops making money. Even Justice League still made money. All of these movies are making money. As much as people like to pretend that Warner Brothers is on the cusp of canceling them. No, they're making money. Why would they fucking cancel them, you idiot? She was saying, no, it's definitely dead. Like, they're not going to do any more DCEU. And I said, I just copied and pasted the same exact fucking tweet. I said, nope, not as long as they're still making money.
Has there yet been a DC Warner Brothers movie that has not made money?
From the current run, I don't believe so, no. And Green Lantern happened a while ago, but that's not in the Snyderverse.
What about an MCU movie?
Not MCU either. They've all made a ton of money, too.
Ant-Man made money?
Yeah, oh, yeah. People love that shitty movie. And it's like I told my boss all the time. It's like, look, man, you're not going to be watching no Ant-Man or Doctor Strange in 10 years. You're not going to give a shit about those.
Doctor Strange was so bad.
It was boring.
Ugh.
It was boring. Like, We got to try Doctor Strange for Leo because it's so boring. I'm sure we can put him to sleep faster than Magic School Bus. I'm sure we can.
No, he needs his Magic School Bus. Have you not heard him yell at me when Magic School Bus isn't on?
No.
Oh, man, he gets pissed.
Put on the fucking flying bus. Come on, Mom.
Come on, Mom. I gotta learn about stars and our solar system.
With those diverse set of kids.
Gotta learn about fucking Pluto. Oh, I'm sorry, Leo. Pluto's not a planet anymore.
That's right.
Magic School Bus covers their asses, though.
Do they? Really?
Yes. Because, so, if you watch Bill Nye the Science Guy now, all that science is, like, out the window.
Right.
Like, it's not that accurate. But I was watching the Magic School Bus on your sense of smell and how the smell receptors, and they were showing that and all that stuff. And they're like, well, Miss Frizzle, how do we, like, smell things? And she goes, well, as far as we know, kids, this is what happens. I was like,
nice.
You tricky people.
That's awesome.
Except their dinosaurs are,
they're not
way
feathered
outdated,
or anything. Yeah,
right,
but I mean, back then. There was actually a kids movie. It was independent where it was... what the fuck? They even like jabbed a little bit at Jurassic Park, like they can't. Oh, that's what it was. So the trailer shows, kids going back in time and they see the dinosaurs and they have them scientifically updated to where they're feathered. So you see the feathered T-Rex running after them, and the one kid's like, "Don't move. If you don't move, he can't see you." Just like in Jurassic Park, and the girl goes, "Where the hell did you hear that? Run!" And they start running. But I'm also thinking, like, that's also still not right, though. The T-Rex wouldn't go chasing after you. They were scavengers.
They were scavengers, exactly.
So but I thought that was hilarious. It's like, fuck you, Jurassic Park. And it's like, what do they have to lose, right? Why not? I'd do the same shit.
And you know what? Jurassic Park makes money.
That's right. They do. And as you mentioned in Jurassic World, they also explain why the science isn't updated. So I'm like, well done, writers.
I don't want to see fucking feathered dinosaurs.
Well, that's what he was saying. He's like, you guys don't want to see that. It's not scary. You guys want to see fucking monsters.
I don't want to see feathered dinosaurs, and I want Pluto to be a planet.
Honestly, I went to the Field Museum. Was it the Field? Yeah, Field Museum up in Chicago, and they have them on display. A raptor with feathers looks way scarier than one without it. Trust me, you got to see it. It's fucking scary.
I'm going to Google this shit, and I bet you it doesn't.
Google it. I'm telling you. Like, you watch a fucking feathered goddamn raptor.
With feathers.
If you just do raptor, it'll pop up. It's all updated.
It looks weird and fuzzy.
It's fucking scarier than a bald ass. Like, now the bald dinosaurs look silly to me because I've already like, okay.
I like the bald dinosaurs. Look how cute this is.
You're going with nostalgia, just like fucking.
Look how cute that is.
That's DeviantArt shit. They weren't actually like that. Jesus, I know because I went back in time and I saw them.
Are you Carlos from the Magic School Bus? Carlos. Poor Carlos, by the way. I could do a Magic School Bus podcast.
Yeah, you could. Get Lily Tomlin on.
Yeah.
And the director from Must Love Huckabees or We Love Huckabees? I Heart Huckabees. Where he called her a cunt on the thing.
What? No.
You remember that meltdown?
Yes.
Still one of the greatest Hollywood meltdowns of all time. It is my favorite. It's better than the Christian Bale one. He's like, what are you doing back? Yeah, that's it.
He's
right
not
there.
scary.
That is fucking scary.
That's not scary.
You ever had a rooster chase you? That's scarier than a fucking lizard chasing you.
Well, but no, I would rather a lizard chase. I mean,
no,
I'd be
I don't.
scared of a lizard. Man, and then I type in raptor and it's fucking trucks. The hell is this?
Have you played Ocarina of Time?
No.
You fuck with the chickens, they will kill you faster than any of the goddamn enemies in the fucking game.
Well, don't fuck with the chickens.
And don't fuck with the dinosaurs.
My mom had a chicken once. She had a rooster. And it attacked her grandfather, and then her grandfather fucking fed it to her. Never told her till years later.
Up.
Just said, yeah, he ran away.
He got so mad at the rooster. It's like the rooster kicked your ass, dude.
Yeah.
Like you didn't win by eating it. You did not.
I also learned that on the Magic School Bus. How roosters fertilize eggs. I was inside a chicken. I was born as an egg.
I actually want to know this. Hold on. So before we go into comic book news, how does a rooster does he come on them?
Yeah,
is that
much.
Really? And they show this on School Bus?
They show fish doing it on School Bus.
Okay.
Because there was one with salmon, and you see the salmon fertilizing the eggs.
I've seen that on Discovery Channel.
Yeah, and then they're all like, oh, so it's the roosters are like when the salmon did the thing. You need a mom and a dad. But I was inside a chicken. They said ovaries on Magic School Bus, and I started in the ovaries of the chicken.
It's pretty cool.
And then you see me coming out of the chicken's asshole. I'm not even kidding. You see an egg coming out of a chicken's asshole.
That's amazing.
Yes.
That is pretty amazing.
Stuff you could not get away with now. You have a last bit about Jeff Johns, by the way.
Yes. So Jeff Johns has segued to an advisory role at DC Films. So he got a bit of a demotion, I guess, but he still remains president and chief creative officer at DC Entertainment because you don't want to lose the guy.
Right.
You don't want to lose him.
Hey, good for him. It's less pressure on him, and he's probably still getting paid the same amount.
Absolutely. And he's making that Doomsday Clock money. Fuck yes.
Hell yeah. Shirt that you're wearing right now
is the fucking Doomsday Clock
Yep.
shirt. That tells you right there. You can merchandise that fucking shit. I know people love Dark Knight's metal right now. That's gonna be bigger. I've determined already. And I know we were back and forth like, which one's going to be bigger? It's definitely going to be Dark Knight's Metal because of it's a wider range of readers and fans that are picking up Dark Knight's Metal than are picking up Doomsday Clock. Doomsday Clock is an older readership because they've read Watchmen, because they grew up on picking up those issues of Watchmen. It means more, it's heavier, there's more legacy there than Dark Knight's Metal, which is still great, but at the end of the day, it's evil Batman fighting the Justice League and Batman.
I don't want to see that.
I want to see both of them. I'll read both those fucking things.
Okay, fine.
So, a right move by DC, most likely.
This one?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
I want this.
Think about it.
A planned adult coloring book based on Batman the Killing Joke has been canceled by DC Comics. Why?
Are you kidding me? They canceled the cover of Joker just smearing blood on Batgirl. You don't think people would have flipped on DC for putting out a coloring book of Joker fucking shooting down Barbara Gordon?
Is that what was going to be in the coloring book?
They called it based on Brian Boland's work. I'm sure they would have left out those pages, but just the fact that it would have been based on this story, which is now frowned upon by many readers, they couldn't have gotten away with it.
People are too sensitive.
Again, and this is why they made the right call.
I love adult coloring books. I want one. Have you seen the adult coloring book about farts?
No.
There's one.
What do you color farts in? Is it like
you just see people and there's like gas behind them. Little gas lines. It's just adult coloring books are awesome.
Yeah, the coloring books have definitely dipped in sales a little bit from when they first started. So they're not really losing out on money on this cancellation.
Aw, no, I want a Batman adult. Can they do Batman the Animated Series adult coloring book?
Absolutely, they fucking should.
And you would buy that shit.
For Leo. He needs to color. He needs to practice. And he's going to practice on the greatest Batman of all time.
Of course.
Final bit of news before our Patreon shout out and our comic book highlight of the week. If you want to live the live-action Flash television show, from January 12th to the 14th, Warner Brothers Television Group and DC Entertainment are sponsoring a limited-time pop-up shop along with panel discussions, screenings, and more in Washington, D.C. So Martin Luther King Jr. weekend.
This fully transportable shop will contain merchandise, charging stations, and a free Jitters coffee bar straight from the Flash TV show.
I'm wondering if I were to go right there in Jitters and just stand there and have a cup. Would people be like, oh my god, it's fucking Cisco. Hey, Cisco, how are you?
You should. That'd be so much fun.
I think we told the story before, but at MegaCon, when we saw, I don't know the actor's name, but Cisco's booth, and he wasn't signing at the time, but it was empty. And you were like, get up on the fucking booth, go back there, and see people walk up like, oh my god, it's Cisco. Hey, everyone. Here you go.
Just start signing.
Here you go. It's like he just handed me a business card for some podcast.
And then they'd have to listen to it because they think it's Cisco's podcast and we just go with it.
That's right. Oh, yeah.
You could even introduce yourself as Cisco, not even the actor, and people would be fine. By the way, I just Googled adult coloring books. There's some real winners here. There's one called Fuck That Shit. There's one that's just a swear coloring book. It's just called Shit. The Stoners coloring book. Fuck Off, I'm Coloring. Where have these been all my life?
So what do you think about the Jitter? Is this a good move on DC Entertainment's
Hell
part?
yeah, this is so cool. How many people are going to come out? I would go out just to see Jitters. That's awesome.
That is really, really
and then
cool.
Probably exclusive merchandise. It's like the fucking, not Tom and Jerry shit. What are they called? Rick and Morty? The Rick and Morty truck
Morty
that goes around. Yes, whatever. Richard and Mortimer
there
truck
you go. Yep.
that goes around. They had 2,000 people at the one in Orlando.
Where he transformed into a bus, right?
Yeah.
I don't know what episode that's from. I've only seen 6 episodes, but I know he transforms into different
things every episode
because of all the different merchandise. I've seen him transformed into a hurricane when Hurricane Irma was coming, and I was like, all right. So I guess he was a hurricane at one point. Mm-hmm. I've seen him as a T-shirt. Hey, Morty, I'm a T-shirt. I'm like, oh, I don't remember that episode.
There was a pickle.
That was like the third. That was like overdone by then, where he was transforming, and he's definitely a Wonder Twin. So You're right, though. It'll bring out a crowd just like the Morty and Rick one.
And hopefully it comes to Orlando because I would love to see it. Especially they probably have exclusive merchandise and all that bullshit. Yeah.
People were worried about, because the weather is crazy right now if you go further up north, and they said, oh, that's going to be fucking cold for a pop-up shop. The weather's crazy here.
Fucking snowed in Florida. Well, this is when my people die.
Jitters is actually going to be, all of that is going to be heated, so don't worry about it. Charge your phone. There's going to be exclusive t-shirts, as you mentioned, and they said hand-curated pops, so it's going to be themed to the Arrowverse universe.
Oh, I was thinking pops like popsicles.
Not quite. Not quite.
Damn it. Why can't they just give me the things I want?
I'm sure, as you mentioned, if this does well, they'll move it along and transport it to a different part of the country. They'll hit, if
Orlando.
This does, hopefully Orlando.
Orlando.
We're definitely B tier when it comes to concerts and these kind of events. It's always Chicago, New York, California. I just say California, Los Angeles. And then when we get Orlando is when we also get the Seattles, when we also get the Torontos.
Orlando's getting better than those. Thank you. Did you hear we're getting that stupid Tesla super motorway thing to Miami?
Yeah, it's really cool.
That's fucking awesome.
I still want a fucking baseball stadium, though. Right here in Orlando. I want to watch some baseball.
There's one in Tampa.
Yeah, the indoor one. That's not a real baseball field.
We can go to UCF and watch their baseball games.
I'd rather go to ESPN. Go to Disney's ESPN Zone.
Okay.
ESPN Theater, whatever it's called.
You can. You can go see spring training for the Atlanta Braves. It's right over there. Wide world of sports.
Well, I guess it's not the Cubs, so it is not the Cubs, and I'll go see them, whoever it is.
And it's fucking cheap to go, so you might as well.
I'm doing it.
Cheap-ass baseball. We say we're doing it every year. We never do it, please.
So that'll do it for our news for the week, everyone. A little bit lighter once again, but definitely more than last week. It's still getting into the swing of things with the new year, with the holidays, a lot of these news sites.
Oh my God, Happy New Year, everyone.
Yeah, 2018, absolutely.
We hope that you had a great and safe New Year. We enjoyed it by taking naps on the couch and waking up for the countdown.
Yeah, I was really beat that fucking day.
Drank a little bit of champagne.
A little bit.
And that is how we rung a New Year, like parents.
Like parents, but also the night before, it was the UFC event.
Oh, yeah.
And my favorite female fighter of all time, Chris Cyborg. You know about it now.
Yes.
Every single match that night went to 3 rounds, and then the 5 rounds for Cyborg, which is very uncommon for her. Normally she knocks someone the fuck out by the 2nd or 3rd round. So we were looking at the clock, and it's like, holy shit, it's 1 o'clock already, and the match was still going. And that's when we realized, oh yeah, everything went to fucking decision.
Oh, that sucks.
Well, I'm saying this is why I was late.
Sorry that you were up late enjoying your life, drinking. You know what I was doing that night?
Taking care of Leo.
Watching School Bus. And taking care of our son.
Got to keep the sanity, one way or another.
What about my sanity? I dream in School Bus.
What would you do? I'll take care of Leo. What would you do? What's your typical night?
I don't know.
You'd want to stay with Leo. You'd think about Leo.
Yeah, I would think about Leo. But you know, sometimes it's nice to. Maybe I'd go get my toenails done. Leo gave me a gift card for a massage for the holidays. I'd go get a massage.
All right, let's head into our Patreon shout-outs for the week.
Our first shout-out goes out to Alexander, whose Twitter handle is @SwordfishShow. You can also go to purpleswordfish.com and hit him up there.
Yeah, Alexander has recently been streaming with the Lazy Gaming Guys on YouTube.
Cool.
So a little bit of collaboration there between all of us, Nerd Up Media and then Purple Swordfish and The Reasons I'm Broke. Everyone just kind of, I was in the chat room. That was my participation. But it was really cool to watch Purple Swordfish and the Lazy Gaming Guys who have been on the show before.
Is that the night you kept laughing and waking me up?
Yes.
When I had my fever and I was dying?
They're hilarious. You can yell at Al and LGG for being funny.
Do they listen to this?
Alex does. He's a Patreon.
Well, I get that, but I didn't know if LGG listens to it.
Sometimes.
Listen, you B-chans. Stop making him laugh and waking me up when I have a fever.
Enough with your entertainment.
Enough.
Yeah, they were fucking cracking me up, man. That was awesome.
Yeah, they were. I remember I was just falling asleep and I was so cold and you were keeping me warm. And then you went, ha!
I was actually laughing by... It was a quiet laugh. I was just shaking the bed by my laughter, and that was enough to wake you up.
Yeah, you were blowing air on me with your laughter.
You told me to come to bed. Like, do you want me out there laughing, or do you want me in bed? I was in bed.
Cold. I had a fever.
Also goes another shout out to Lourdes and Katie. And they recently saw Mother, and Katie is Mother by Darren Aronofsky, awesome movie, and they did enjoy it. But Katie is not in favor of Tara coming back after Deathstroke in the current ongoing.
Well, no, because that's her man.
That is her man. And I flipped through the Deathstroke comic. I was like, oh, what's that about? Because on the cover, it's her breaking the earth and Deathstroke like lying.
I just want you to love me.
Yes, that's exactly what it says. And you flip through the book and they revisit the Deathstroke sleeping with fucking 13, 14-year-old Tara. And I'm like, holy shit, except she's back and she's like, no, I'm not over you. And Deathstroke's like, here we go again.
Yeah, she's a 13, 14-year-old girl. So what do you expect, Deathstroke?
I think she's older now, is what Katie was saying.
Doesn't matter.
Does he need to just relax? Does he need to pretend like in the movies?
No. He needs to let her move on with her life.
She's not going to move on.
Because here's the thing, she never got any closure. And when you're that young and impressionable,
So how's he going to give her closure?
So by leaving her alone and eventually like, sorry, Tara, I never really loved you. And then
just fuck her up more.
But let me ask you, do you remember your 13, 14-year-old crush?
I guess so.
Yeah, and how long did it take you to get over that shit?
Less than a year?
You're a fucking boy. It took me like 5 years. Takes a long time.
So thank you so much, Patreon backers, for your support. Once again, Alexander, follow him on Twitter at Swordfish Show. And to the rest of our Brocat Core, for backing us on Patreon for as little as $1 a month, you too can get your shout out each and every single month.
But of course, our podcast will always be free. The best thing you can do is reach out to us on Twitter, buy some merchandise, let us know what you thought of the show, and let other people know about the show as well.
Couple of perks for joining the Patreon Brocat Core. We have a contest going on right now where you get Deathstroke, the Terminator Volume 3. It's going to be on the 15th this month.
Can I win?
And we will choose a winner. Yes, you can back us on Patreon, and you too can win, Kelly.
I back you in life.
And a big thanks to DecalAvenue.com for the help at the $5 decal reward tier. You can also leave us a voicemail. There's a link in the description. That's going to be speakpipe.com/thereasonsimmbroke. If you want to send us a question, if you want some feedback read on the air, use that link once again in the show notes. And you mentioned merchandise. That's at thereasonsimbroke.com. Just click on merch. But because of our Patreon supporters, we have upgraded the show just a little bit more. But it's a big upgrade that means a lot to a lot of people, a large population in the world.
Tell us how. Tell us how.
So we now have more accurate closed captioning on YouTube.
Cool.
So this is all thanks to Alphonic and Wit.ai, which is, once again, we could not have Alphonic without our Patreon backers. But since we do have Alphonic, they've recently added a feature where they'll take your audio and they'll transcribe it based on this other service into a script, into words that, you can put up on anything. You can put it up on YouTube. You can put it up on other video services. So because of that, you went ahead and put last week's episode through it. And this service actually learns your pronunciation, learns your words over time as you correct it and you let it know, no, this is actually what I said. So once a week, I do have to sit and say, okay, let's see what it selectively picks something. And then from there, you type in what the correct words are. And then it learns it and goes, okay, I'll know for next time. This is what your word actually sounds like, and this is what we should put. So as we continue to do these, they'll get more and more accurate, which I'm happier with than YouTube's regular closed caption program.
So what you're saying is I can't trick this program by saying weird made-up words.
That's right.
Damn it.
It'll figure it out.
Ugh. I mean, this is good. It's a great service because we can reach more people, and I'm very, very happy about that. But I like being tricky, keeping people on their toes.
Yeah, it's one of our things where we're constantly trying to make the show available to more people out there. So because of our Patreon backers, that is a possibility. And even if there's a single person that now listens and can now enjoy the show because of accurate or more accurate closed caption descriptions, then it's all worth it for sure. So thank you so much, Patreon backers, for making the show available to people who normally would not be able to enjoy the podcast.
And with that, we do get to the final segment of our show, which is the comic book highlight of the week.
This week we have X-Men Grand Design number 2, writing and art by Ed Piskor. Did you get a chance to flip through it?
I flipped through it. I looked at it. I said, that looks cool.
It's a thicker format. I believe it's $5.99 for this floppy, but it's got so many pages in it, so few ads. It's broken up by ads at the very end and at the very beginning of it, nothing in the middle. And he recently did the Hip Hop Family Tree, I believe it's called.
The hip-hop family tree?
Yeah, I think we talked about it before. But these first 2 issues are definitely going to be compiled into an oversized hardcover that is coming out at the same time as issue 3 is what I'm hearing now. But if you enjoy the X-Men, if you like the history of the characters, if you want to see, if you're unfamiliar with the history of the characters, Ed does a good job in covering the larger aspects of the mutants. The one he does go over, or the one that he does not go over, and maybe it's because of Marvel editorial or whatever, is Xavier's crush on very young Jean Grey.
Nah.
We don't see that, but who knows? Maybe in issue 3 or 4.
Does he go to space with what's her name? Remember in the TV show he went to space?
Oh, in the animated series? Not yet.
Ah, damn it.
Not yet.
I want to see that. What was her name?
I don't remember. In the first issue, it's all about the history of Xavier and Magneto. And then in the second issue, it's mainly Jean Grey. So it focuses a lot on the Phoenix Force and then Jean Grey and how she leaves the X-Men, but really can't stop fighting injustice. So that's something that the theme of this book is. And it's done really well. I love the format of it. I love the artwork. It's not going to be for everyone. I would say if you're not a fan of, let's say, Michael Allred, you probably won't like X-Men Grand Design. If you like your artwork hyper realistic, if you don't like the classic Silver Age stuff, then you will not like X-Men Grand Design. That being said, this is a love letter to the older X-Men books. It covers it up to issue number 34, I believe, of the very first volume. And then the issues 3 and 4, which are coming out late this year, are going to be more modern to what you're more familiar with, the 70s, 60s, 80s, and 90s. So if you haven't read these and you like X-Men, or even if you don't but you want to learn more about them, definitely pick up X-Men Grand Design, issues 1 and 2, available now at your local comic book shop. If not, wait for the hardcover, which is going to be oversized, and it's going to have that larger format for the smaller panels, which to some might be a little bit too small to read.
That was a great advertisement. I'm proud of you.
I'm happy with the book. Ed did a really good job.
I will let you enjoy it. I'm not as big on X-Men, but it looked really cool what I saw. Mm-hmm. So, wonderful. Pick it up. Go read it. A movie that we did see, we did tell you guys last week, and we won't cover all of it, but we did see Shape of Water this past week as well. Guillermo del Toro, Dougie Jones, being awesome. It was a great movie. I really enjoyed it. I think we both really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I really liked it.
One thing that I really appreciated about it, I'll just touch on it real quickly, is they used practical effects as opposed to CG.
Yes.
CG, which, we always enjoy. So go and see it if you're a fan of Guillermo del Toro, if you're a fan of unconventional love stories. This was a really sweet movie.
And one of the things that they also said is that, and it's important because you don't often see it, it's not as common in movies. Most of the time it's stigmatized, but female sexuality in a positive light. Normally it's used as a plot device for the negative, or someone gets caught or something, but in this case it's a part of a normal routine. And that's something that's like, interesting. The fact that people are like, that's in a positive light and a normal thing says something about the way, female masturbation is taken in movies and TV shows and books and everything else. So like Guillermo's like, yeah, that's in there. Moving on. Like, it's like,
whatever.
Shit.
No, that's not how Guillermo would say it. How would he say it?
The shit is in there, and you must deal with it if you have a problem.
It is part of love.
On to my superior movie. I will make another movie in 7 years.
I will drop out to 5 more before we get there. Man, his Haunted Mansion would have been so good.
Oh, it would have been amazing.
Ugh. Okay, I'm sorry. Move on.
His RoboCop would have been good.
I'm getting depressed now. We gotta keep going.
So watch Shape of Water if you still can. A lot of great movies. We're going to cover a lot of them in the Broscars this year. It's coming up very soon. Can't wait. A lot of stuff to aim for this year. So to keep it with the new year, we've got the Broscars coming up. We've got the Breisners. And we're going to make another push for the 2018 Podcast Awards. So the very first time we're like, yeah, let's go for it. The 2017 Podcast Awards, we went for it. Brokehead Core came out in full swing. And, we ended up getting nominated. So let's go for the win this year. And if anything, let's go for the nomination. I'll take another nomination this year.
My birthday's coming up this year, too. Just FYI.
Nice.
Everyone.
Very good.
My birthday will happen. So we got to celebrate that, too.
So thanks again, everyone, for joining us in 2018. If you're a new listener, welcome to the show. Welcome to 2018.
Yeah,
hopefully
we're
you
excited.
found something, that you really enjoyed, that you liked. And let us know. Follow us on Twitter at Reasons I'm Broke, at Palpa Kelly, Facebook.
Facebook.com/The Reasons I'm Broke. We're up there as well. You're also on Instagram. For everywhere we are, you can go to thereasonsimbroke.com, and there's a full list and all the different podcatchers you can listen to us on.
So thank you so much for listening, for your support. I'm Darth Faye Daniel.
And I am Emperor Palpa Kelly.
We'll see you next week.